Klonopin and PTSD, or Benzos and PTSD, Benzodiazepines and PTSD. Is it wise to use Benzos or Klonopin for PTSD? Welcome to Sobriety Bestie. I am here to share with you some science around this that I have found way after I got off benzos. So I'm not a doctor, but I am going to share with you some interesting information about Klonopin or benzos and PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. So I was initially prescribed Klonopin in 2007 for PTSD. The research shows that Klonopin or benzos are not a good idea. They're contraindicated. They're probably not a good idea for PTSD, and we're going to get into that in this video. So here's one, and below I'll link all of the resources, the research that came into this. I just wanted to highlight this as like a, oh my gosh, like here's some information just so you know, so you can make more conscious and deliberate decisions in your life. So I'm gonna read directly from the peer-reviewed science papers. In addition to adverse effects in general populations, benzodiazepines are associated with specific problems in patients with PTSD, worsening overall severity, significantly increased risk of developing PTSD with use after recent trauma, and worse psychotherapy outcomes, aggression, depression, and substance use. Another article, a 2015 systematic review and meta-analysis published by Gunia, MD, et al. In the Journal of Psychiatric Practice examined 18 studies with over 5,200 trauma-surviving participants, which suggested that benzodiazepines were associated with no improvements in PTSD-related outcomes, and that using benzodiazepines in patients with recent trauma actually increases PTSD risk. They write, those studies providing significant data suggest that the risk of developing PTSD is 2 to 5 times higher in groups receiving benzodiazepines than in control groups. The next article, for instance, although benzodiazepines may blunt anxiety symptoms in patients with PTSD, animal studies demonstrate that these drugs clearly impair fear extinction and could potentially counteract therapy-related learning. I first understood this link about Klonopin might not be amazing, in fact, contraindicative for PTSD, especially recent PTSD, from a psychotherapist named Frank Anderson. He's an author, psychiatrist, therapist, speaker, trauma specialist. And what he said in that course is that it's contradicted, Klonopin or benzodiazepines are contraindicated in acute trauma because it affects memory reconsolidation and memory processing. It inhibits processing to the point that that we're likely to develop PTSD. And the studies that he points to show that benzos should not be used in PTSD or in recent trauma. Again, he's a psychiatrist and a psychotherapist, so he does prescribe meds, and he's recommending not to, or he's showing that studies say not to. So I wanted to bring that to you, and I'm getting the craziest chills right now because I was literally prescribed benzodiazepines for trauma. I had a panic attack on a freeway, went to a psychiatrist later, and he prescribed me benzos for that. And then while I was under his care taking benzos daily, I had another major trauma. I was raped, and I was continued to be on the benzos at that point. Now, I'm not saying that I should have gotten off benzos at that point so I could process that trauma. Benzo withdrawal is, a big situation. You can see my video up here on that. But what I want to just point out and highlight to you lovely viewer on my YouTube channel, right? There's a relationship here. And if we want to overcome trauma, we want to heal our nervous systems, and we want to get free, or if we have experienced a major trauma recently, that look into it, be educated, bring this video to your doctor, look at these research articles I printed below, be informed. My hope in making these videos for you, I got off benzos in 2009, so it's been 13 years since I've taken a benzodiazepine. So this is not my problem today. But my concern is that I want you to have conscious choice. Like, I want us to be liberated from these old ideas and ways of doing things and be able to be more deliberate and conscious in our healing journeys. And so that's why I'm making these videos, so that you can be in the seat of conscious choice, you with your medical provider, you with your doctor, when you make these important decisions about your health and your well-being and your freedom and your healing, that you have more information available to you, that there are these articles that we can read or these videos on YouTube, right? And so that's why I'm reading these articles. It's giving me ahas and epiphanies, but it's more for you, this wasn't available back then. Like, I didn't have this information back then, but you can have this information now. So I would love to hear from you in the comments, and definitely share this word with people out there so that, you know, we can heal and be free and live our best lives and find out who we are and why we're here and be on that journey. As always, I wish you much peace and freedom in your healing journey, and I'll see you in the next video.